All right, so I've been having some issues with my bike here. Could use some help on it. So one of the cylinders stopped running. So this side here stopped firing. I changed the plugs in both. No change. I swapped the coils from one to the other. No change. This side fires when you start it, but you have to rev it pretty decently high and stay that high, or else it cuts out and then won't come on again until you crank it. So I'm gonna start her up here. Okay. So this one's unplugged. This one doesn't work anyways. This one's firing. It sounds, well, it doesn't sound quite right, but it sounds a lot better than the other side when it runs. I unfortunately got stuck at work when this happened and had to drive back on the one cylinder. So it does run and it works. All right, now I'm gonna turn it off and swap sides here. Okay, so right won't start. If I put this down and give it some throttle, I start. Give it some throttle and keep it above that. That sounds really rough. And the second I let go of the throttle, it just dies out. Some other things to note is the idle speed adjustment there doesn't seem to work anymore, or doesn't do anything when the other side is running just fine. I can adjust that screw all the way to the other side and there's no change. The RPM just sticks kind of around 1,000. Another thing to note is the choke doesn't seem to do anything. It used to be, if you start the bike up, you could, move the choke down there and it would rev higher. Now it does nothing. You'll just idle. This one side will fire. It will idle at around 1,000 RPM. I can go like this, nothing. And then when it hits the very bottom, it just cuts out completely. So you can actually get both sides to run. But you gotta start it. You got to basically do what I did to get this side running, is you start it, but you give it a lot of throttle, and you got to keep that throttle going, and then they both will run. But it sounds completely off. The bike is shaky and it sounds off. So I don't understand what happened. I rode it yesterday and everything was perfectly fine. And then I was just riding to work and suddenly the bike stalled and it hasn't been able to get back up to where it was. So I would love any suggestions or ideas on what to troubleshoot next, because I am completely confused and lost at where to even begin diagnosing this. Thanks, guys.